Hello everybody, I hope you are well. In today's short clip, I briefly go through Morotedori Kokyu, so with your partner holding with two hands. Now this is a fabulous exercise. It gives you a chance to really test your angles and test your body movement. If your partner's holding on properly, they basically are doubling your power. They have two hands to your one, they've got the triangle of their shoulders and their hips, and it's a very, very hard thing to move if you don't get your angles spot on. There's lots to be learnt from this. Now I know there's lots of different ways of doing this, and of course, if you think you've got a better version, I'd love to see in the comments. I'm always keen to learn. If you like what we're doing, don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe, click the bell, all those good things, and most of all, enjoy the clip. The next one in this little series that we commonly do is Morotedori Kokyu. I was taught this from here, and then you drop the front hip and a little bit of this tegatana here to lead them forwards into their feet, and then you change hands and you turn the arm up and you have that there, and you've got your hands touching, one on the back of the hand here, one on here, and then your partner's already slightly rotated, and it does make it difficult. More commonly now I see people just taking straight in, this is fine too. Originally, of course, this would have been, he would have had his sword in his hand, and you'd be trying to turn the blade away from you. That's, I guess, where this was born from. So that's it. Now I'm at a distinct disadvantage now. He's got this triangular grip, which is reinforced by his pelvic girdle. He's got the triangular posture on the floor with the back foot and the front foot leading. Everything is triangular, focused right on here. So there's many opportunities for me to perceive a point of conflict, if you like. Instead, what I've got to try and do is treat it the same as our Tanahenko and our Yakuhami Kokyu or Sokumen Arimi, whatever you want to call it. This is the only point I can move. So wherever his grip is, if it's a wider grip, it'll still be the same thing. The middle of this is my potential fulcrum. I can't push into one hand because he can reinforce it with the other. I can't pull against the other hand because he can reinforce it with this. So I've got to align my center to here, and then I've got to find a way around this. Now obviously if I was tall, which I'm not, I could drop down into the top. And I've seen taller people drop into here. That's not possible for me. If it is for you, have a play with it. Now for me, I'm going to go underneath. So this is very much like lifting a Vulcan. But the very first thing I've got to do, because he's holding on tightly, if he drops his elbows into his body and links them in tight, there's nothing I can do about this really. I'm simply not strong enough to move this. So my first, and this applies to Tanahenko and any of these kind of, pretty much any wrist contact technique, you've got to find a way of slightly destabilizing someone. So the very beginning of this technique, I will always make a small otoshi, or I might just rotate my hip. This still stays in front of my center, but I'm just going to drop slightly and take his balance into his toes. Only a little bit, 10%. But the difference between that for Sam and this is huge, the amount of power. Here I can feel he's rooted to the floor. And I know anything I do is going to be counteracted with the minimum of effort. The minute I do this, it's had a huge effect on his base. Now I'm going to move from here, I'm going to keep this midpoint in front of my center, I'm going to drop my elbow where I can feel there's a weakness. This rotation here is an opportunity. Using my tegatana, it is the same as lifting a Vulcan. And then when I get to here, I'm then going to make my turn, and it's tenkai underneath, and then I can just drift through, turn my feet the same as we did before, into here. Now, there's a lot of lots of discussion about the throw. I don't think is important. I don't think it's the big part of the technique. It's the same with the riminagi. I don't think the actual throw is actually that critical. The important bit is your body movement that gets you from the position of disadvantage to the position of advantage, because then you can do anything. So from here, drifting him out. So I can do this to drift him. I can sink to drift him. Sam's got quite a good underside grip here. So I'm going to rotate my hips slightly. Now I can draw this in, and I'm going across his body. That's where the weakness is. There's my shape. Use both hands, move in, and then there's my position. Have a little play with it.